Hey you guys, today in the kitchen, pickled eggplant. Make sure you stay tuned because it's going to be a good one. It's super nice because it's something we can make and you can have it in your fridge. It'll last for like a month in your fridge because it's already been pickled. And it's a great condiment with pasta, all types of Italian dishes. So, hope you like it. Hey you guys, today in the kitchen, we're going to do this pickled eggplant dish. I really like this particular dish because of, how versatile it is. You can really do anything with it. You can have it as a part of a salad condiment with sliced tomatoes and mozzarella. You can mix you can pair it with cheese. So you can have just cheese in this pickled eggplant, maybe some herbs in it like basil. Or I like to take it a lot of times and make a pasta with it, which I'll show you in another video. You can click above here eventually to see a nice pasta that we're doing with this pickled eggplant. So today, pickled eggplant, keep it in your fridge for months. I keep mine in the back of my fridge forever. So we're going to first start. I like using these tubular eggplant. Now you can use true Italian big eggplant, or the small ones are really the best too. But what's cool about these pickled eggplant are the fact that we can just dice them. We can slice them in these circles. Now what's cool about these circles is that the skin of the eggplant is going to protect the flesh of the eggplant. The flesh of the eggplant, once you pickle it and cook it, it's going to want to bust apart and get really mushy. So the skin on this will actually hold it together. So I make little coins like this, and that's really all you need. So I'm just going to cut these eggplant. Now when I do this dish, because it's something that lasts in the fridge for a long time, I do a lot of it. But that's up to you how much you want to do. So we're going to start it by first. I'm going to have my pan here, and we're going to take some honey. All right. So this is looking like about, I would say, 3 tablespoons of honey. That's going to give us the sweet part of this, because this pickled eggplant are sweet and sour, and so we're going to get the sweet from the honey, which is really nice. Summer condiment like this, and then I'm going to use, you can use shallots. I'm just using onion in this. Onion's fine. Shallots definitely like more elegant flavor, that delicate shallot flavor, but shallots are hard to get. They're not hard to get, but sometimes they're really expensive, sometimes they're not, depending on what store you go to. So with this, I'm going to slice down. Now we do want to cut the onions nice, so you're going to slice them down many times like that, and then come back, horizontally cut through the onion, about 3/4 of the way through, not all the way through, but just 3/4. Okay, and then I'm going to cut down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll leave the onions on the cutting board here. What we're looking to do with the honey, what I have going on with the honey right now, is it's just melting, and we want it to kind of slightly caramelize a bit. Not quite caramelize, just we want it to warm nicely. And get melted down, and then we're going to add oil to that and saute these onions in there to kind of reduce some of the water in them and intensify their flavor. So I've got the one onion here, and I'm going to cut the other one back as well. Okay, now this way horizontally too, this way horizontally. Probably 5 times, I would say. That's going to give you a small dice. Now you can see my honey is bubbling up, which is great. That's what I want it to do. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some oil to that. So I have some really nice extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add that in. Now once I do that, I want to start to cook my onions. Now when you add the onion in at this point, it's going to kind of stop the immediate, it's going to stop the burning of the sugar in the honey, because the onions have water in them, and they're going to kind of cool down the saute action a little bit. So it's almost like they're deglazing on their own. So here you can see nice diced onion in this, right? I'll get that one more time there. Now this I'm going to have to lay down now, and then you can keep those scrap pieces. You can throw them in your freezer for chicken stock or something like that. But then I'm just going to cut it back this way so I don't waste all this onion, and then I'll put it in here. Okay, now, got my onion, and we're just gonna saute that around in our pan. Like this. Now, while that's sauteing, I wanna add in some of my herbs, or spices. So for this, I use whole coriander. So that's probably, that was half a tablespoon. So full tablespoon of coriander seeds. And I use the coriander seeds because I like that bite you get later. Now, normally sometimes I put fresh thyme in this, but because I don't have any fresh thyme in the house right now, I'm just gonna put some dried thyme. So I've got dried thyme here. I always keep all my spices wrapped up nice and tight so they stay really nice. And then I've got some bay leaves. I'm gonna put 3 little bay leaves in there, that's fine. Now, I have garlic confit. You could put whole garlic cloves in here because we're pickling the eggplant, so it would pickle those garlic cloves too, it'd be really nice. But if you want, you could slice the eggplant, put it in there too. Or, sorry, slice the garlic and put it in there too. But I've got some garlic confit already made in the fridge, and you can click above for the recipe for this garlic confit. It's really nice. I'm gonna put probably a tablespoon of that in. And that's already been kind of cooked for a long time. When you make this recipe, it makes it super easy to deal with. We don't have to, we don't have to peel the garlic and slice it and do all those things to it. We just open it up, spoon it in there, and you're gonna get this perfectly cooked garlic in this dish. And that's what's really nice about it. So I'm gonna go up a little bit to get this thing going hot. Now, one of the things you don't want to do with this, actually I'll leave it down because we don't want to cook it too hard. This, I'm going to put pepper in. Now I'm going to do ground pepper. You could do cracked, like a thicker cracked pepper of the peppercorn if you wanted to. But I always try to blow the steam away so the steam doesn't get on the bottom of your pepper mill, and it kind of gets moist and then it sticks in there. So I'm always blowing the steam away when I'm making that happen. And then I'm going to put 1 heavy tablespoon of salt in there, excuse me. So we have garlic, salt, pepper, bay leaf, coriander seed, right? All these beautiful flavors. And you can see how they've nicely melded together with this olive oil that's in here and the honey. So with this, I'm just going to lay my eggplant pieces in here like this. Okay. And I'm just going to deglaze them. Now, I want to go hot now because at this point I have my dishes kind of coming together. The flavors are all kind of melding. The olive oil is melding with all the spices and the garlic and the onions. And right now we're going to just deglaze this. So we don't really need to saute this for very long. We're not going to saute the eggplant. That's not our goal. Our goal is to cook these eggplant gentle. So with that, I'm going to add in my balsamic. So here I've got some nice balsamic. I put in there. I'll give you the ratio. This is probably a 1/4 cup of balsamic to a half cup of olive oil, right? So olive oil is here, okay? So we got about a half cup of that. It doesn't have to be a perfect ratio. If you put too much oil, it's just gonna give you more oil in there when you're pickling these, and you can use that oil for other things. It's great for all kinds of stuff. And you're not gonna ever waste it, so don't worry about that. But with this, what we're gonna do is turn this down now. Now, what I'll do, turn this down to kind of a, you see it's boiling pretty hard. I'm gonna turn this down to a light, very, very soft bubble. I do not wanna overcook this quickly, right? I don't wanna cook this fast for 10 minutes and have everything done. I want this to cook super low, so I'm putting this on a really low temperature on your stove. You can put a lid on it as well, and then just let it cook for about 30 to 40 minutes at a really gentle speed. You have all this really nice extra virgin olive oil in there. You're not looking to destroy the flavor of that. So we're gonna come back and check this out in about 30 to 40 minutes, see how it's doing. So see you back soon. Okay, here's what our eggplant looks like. You can see it's just barely bubbling, and that's what we're looking for. And you can see the eggplant and all of the onions on there and the garlic, the bay leaf, all of that have come together and made a beautiful eggplant confit. And we're going to throw together a really quick pasta with this, but you can use this as a nice condiment on anything. Hey you guys, okay, what I did was I cooked these eggplant down for quite a while now, and you end up with this beautiful, soft eggplant that all you do now is spoon that into a mason jar like this and cover it with that liquid. And it's going to make a beautiful condiment for tons of different things. You can click on, I'll attach a couple recipes to do this with. And then what we'll do is I'm just going to, any of the eggplant that gets smushed up like that, it just makes such a nice, sauce almost for this. You just pour it on top. And the oil on this is going to preserve it, as well as the vinegar from the balsamic vinegar, as you know, and in the refrigerator like this, covered, it's going to last for a long time. So let it cool first. Don't actually put it right. Don't put it right in your fridge, but that's what it looks like. It's beautiful, right? So it's all the cooked eggplant. You can, like I said, you could spoon these out and serve this with some grilled bread, in some buffalo mozzarella. It would just be fantastic. Put a nice tight lid on it, throw it in the fridge. It's good for a long time, 2-3 months, no worries. All right, and you always have a nice condiment. You're in a hurry to make a quick pasta, or even as a condiment with even rice and things like that. It's still really good. Nice with risotto. I love it with risotto and some Parmesan cheese on top. It's fantastic. And pine nuts. Wow, it's a good combination. So throw that together and put it in your fridge, and you'll always have something nice to eat and something healthy. Okay, so click subscribe if you're not already doing that. Ring that bell. Okay, and I'll see you back in the kitchen soon. I'm Chef Dean Max.